I wanted to have my own web series, so here it is.
Never destroy my blood pumper.
Not even if I venture to need.
Sweetie, if I become fidgety.
Darling, you're not that breed. I'm only a wide-road infant, strolling on my fatigued pair, hitting the main thoroughfare to perform in a play. Hey! The MIT Mystery Hunt is a puzzle competition that has taken place every Martin Luther King Jr. weekend since 1981 on MIT's campus. It is widely regarded to be one of the oldest and most complex puzzle hunts in the world. Unlike what was said on The Big Bang Theory, it is not a scavenger hunt. In a scavenger hunt, you go around town scavenging for clues. In a puzzle competition, if you wish, you can spend the entire weekend in a cramped, claustrophobic room that ends up smelling worse than a meth lab gone bad. Mystery hunt puzzles are unusual and without directions. The first step is usually to identify as much as you can, and then after a while you go, aha, and see some sort of pattern that tells you what the next step is. Then you stare at it even more, and finally, hopefully, figure out where the clue phrase is that will give you the answer. Puzzles can be more standard puzzle types with a twist, or sometimes they're just completely out of the box, and topics can be, well, anything the puzzle writer chooses. Some of my favorite puzzles have included a TV theme identification puzzle and a chorus line puzzle where all the answers contained a name from one of the characters of a chorus line, and you had to reorder them by their position on the chorus line, and a Star Trek alien identification puzzle where you had to identify aliens from Star Trek. Since the late 90s, the puzzles have come in groups or rounds, and each round has its own meta puzzle, which uses all of the answers to the individual puzzles in that round. Some of those are harder than getting Max Braverman to do something he doesn't want to do. And then, when you solve all the meta puzzles, there is a meta puzzle. When you solve that, you go on the final runaround, which is a run around campus, where you solve a few more puzzles and eventually find where the coin is hidden. And if you are the first team to find the coin, you win. And the prize is you have to write the entire puzzle hunt for the next year. And that finally happened to me in 2013 when my team found the coin. And then a week later, we started a plan for 2014. And that year, I had the time of my life. Join along, sing this song, in a place of true innovation. Stroll around and be found in a new innovation.
A peck on the cheek is definitely symbolic, but precious stones are a female's top ally.
Freshman year, 3 friends and I co-founded a mystery hunt team. We were completely clueless, but we had a fantastic time. Since we lived in East Campus, or EC, I named the team EC Come, EC Go. After 7 years of that team, I bounced around a bit, but a few years ago, the 4 founders of the original team all ended up together again on a team of about 150 people. A team that changes its name every year. The year we won, we were called the entire text of Atlas Shrugged because we realized there was no limit to the length of our team name. The first thing we did upon winning was decide on a theme. Each hunt has a theme that permeates the whole weekend. Some of my favorites have included The Wizard of Oz, Monopoly, and Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? After much debate, we finally picked Wonderland as our theme, which turned out to be great because of all the wacky and crazy characters in those novels that we could mutate to our own purposes, much like the writers on Once Upon a Time. After we had a theme, next we had to figure out all the structure for all the round, and then craft all the meta puzzles, which would give us the answers to the 119 regular puzzles. Then we had to write those, and each puzzle after that had to be test solved at least twice, and then rigorously fact-checked. And it's a good thing we did that rigorous fact-check, because one of my puzzles broke the night before the hunt when IMDb posted all of the new guest stars on Mad Men this season, and I had to quickly rewrite part of that puzzle the night before the hunt. Oh, speaking of my puzzles, I am going to show them to you now. I won't spoil you in case you want to solve, but I will put you on the right track. Intersecting personalities was one of the first puzzles in the hunt, and consequently was solved by the most teams. This is obviously a TV puzzle. As anyone who watches this series knows, I watch more TV than Avid. Now let's create some melodies as the puzzle that's playing between stories. Those are obviously puppet parodies of some kind. Where might you have heard those songs before that might involve puppets? Compose Yourself is a musical theater Name That Tune puzzle. For too many years there have been pop music and even classical music identification puzzles, but never a musical theater one till now. Look at the title if you need the next step. Filed Erector is a puzzle I adore, and I refuse to spoil it for people. It's by far my most puzzly one. If you solve this one without help, you are smarter than the average bear.
Nirvana, I'm in Nirvana, and my chest pounds at a monstrous pace. And I notice the great joy in this place is when you and I are twirling face by face.
You stay collectible, I stay antique.
You stayed swanky, I stayed chic.
Collectible,
Antique,
swanky,
chic.
let's forget about it. In addition to the puzzles, one of the unique things about the MIT Mystery Hunt is its interactive features. First off, as the writing team, we got to go in and visit all the other puzzle teams all weekend long, and walking in on someone solving your puzzle makes you feel more satisfied than when Dr. Horrible gets that first letter from Bad Horse. In addition to that, there are many role-playing opportunities, first at kickoff, and then when every meta was solved, there was a character interaction. So I played many roles. I portrayed a playing card, Tweedledee, the Mock Turtle, the Dormouse, and when we were short-staffed, the Lion and the Unicorn at the same time with makeshift puppets. I played more roles in an hour than Tatiana Maslany. Finally, I was in charge of the event puzzles this year. We had 4 events and then a meta event Saturday night. The first event I co-wrote, and it was auditions for the Wonder musical. And since auditions in Wonderland are weird, we gave them the songs we wanted them to prepare, out of order, with instructions. Once assembled, it turns out they were all Disney songs, and we had them perform those songs with one person singing one word at a time. one person from each group was given a callback word. Then we called up the callbacks, had them rearrange themselves so that it made sense, and that spelled out the answer phrase. The second event was a dance party called the Lobster Quadrille, where we gave out lobsters and people had to learn different lobster-themed dances. I taught Clam It Janet.
Jump to the left. Step to the right. Put your hands on your hips. Put your knees in tight. It's a pelvic thrust that really drives you insane. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again. All right.
The events were incredibly well received, as was the entire hunt. In fact, many people said it was one of the best hunts ever. And I am prouder than Dumbledore is of Harry to have been involved.
Are you attending an exposition in Yorkshire? Basil, dill, tarragon, and mint. Give my regards to a girl there I admire, for we were sweethearts for a short stint.
Does he adore me? I have to find out. But how can I ascertain what his feelings are about?
How about in his gaze?
No way, you mustn't look.
In his flirty ways?
Don't read him like a book. But if you
Smooth,
so
smooth,
itch
smooth,
to
smooth,
know
smooth,
the
smooth,
secret
smooth,
to how he smooches.
Yes, it's right there.
Winning the mystery hunt was one of my lifelong dreams, and this season we'll talk about pursuing my dreams in any way possible, even if it means having some survival jobs, which is the topic of next time. See you then on Every Day a Little Seth. I wanted to have my own web series.